I've been keeping sketchbooks consistently for my whole life. There will be periods when I really love drawing and I'm drawing all the time, and then there will be periods where I can't really be bothered. This sketchbook behind me, for the first time in a while, was a sketchbook where I actually felt inspired to draw. I'm a working artist, so sometimes it's hard for me to just draw for fun. Most of the time I'm drawing for work in preparation for my murals or for my children's book illustrations. But this time I actually found myself drawing for fun and drawing to make some cool stuff.
Which was awesome.
It also helped having a high quality sketchbook with really thick pages. This is my first time working with a Lucchetti sketchbook and their pages are so thick and awesome, so I think I'm going to be using them a lot in the future. So without further ado, please enjoy my sketchbook tour. Alrighty, so here's the cover. Every sketchbook I do, I love to collect stickers. These three are mine that I designed myself. This one was from a client I used to tutor. Her Instagram handle is Plan Dulce. She makes some really cute merch. These three were from Australia. This was for a flight to Australia. And then this was from a crystal candy company called Silky Gem. They make really yummy candy. Getting right into it, we start on December 24th, which was Christmas Eve. I spend my Christmases at my boyfriend Angel's family's house, so here's the Christmas tree. There was Angel doing some karaoke, and then one of the family friends fell asleep at the table, so I kind of sketched that live, which was funny. This was for a project I did actually for the sketchbook company. I mentioned Lucchetti. I did some work for them. This was just a flamingo I did, showing off the capabilities of their sketchbook. Next up, this was still from Christmas Eve. This was a fella named Carlos doing karaoke, and then Claudia doing karaoke, and just some other things in the house. These were just some random doodles that I was doing around that time. No rhyme or reason to most of them, just drawing things I see around me. This is my boyfriend Angel. I drew him while he was sleeping because I am a creep. And then here's him. I think we went out to breakfast or something. No, we went out to pho, and I was sketching him at pho. I was hanging out with Angel and his friends, so this is Aiden. I drew that from the backseat of a car. This is Drew. We were playing a game with magnets. I think this turned out pretty cool. And then I was watching Ink Master, and this was one of the contestants. I drew that with red ballpoint pen. This was not drawn by me. I gave my sketchbook to my friends Kathy and Diego at the Christmas party, and they decided to draw Angel and I, and it's beautiful. Then I actually went to McDonald's to get a coffee, and I did some sketching of just what I was seeing in front of me, kind of messy. It's fun for me sometimes to just sit in public and draw, even if the drawing is not that amazing. It's such a great way for me to feel present into my moment, into any given moment, instead of just staring at my phone, but actually, drawing what's in front of me. This was from the same day at McDonald's. I was actually drawing and FaceTiming my friend Fiona, so I drew that. And then this was my dog Ozzy. He is a little chubby boy. He was laying on his side. And then there's this neighborhood cat who I always pet, one of my neighbor's cats, and the cat, I swear, looks like Benedict Cumberbatch, so I drew the kitty. This was a fountain in the city of Orange. It's kind of the main part of the city called the Orange Circle in California, so I sat down, it was a beautiful day, just sketched, and then I drew this little storefront too, which I thought was really cute. This is a self-portrait with marker. I wanted to experiment with colors and do something kind of grotesque and not flattering and bring in some grays and some yellows, and I think it has a really funny effect. I like it. I was in a boba shop while I was waiting for my car, and I just sketched what was in front of me. So this was New Year's Day 2026, doing some journaling while I sat outside of a coffee shop. I really like how this turned out. It's kind of like a line art style, and it was fun to do. And then on the next page, I did a marker drawing of my dog Ozzy. He always sticks his tongue out like this, and I call it derp. Like he's derp. Then I drew a little pigeon. These were some sketches I did for a Meet the Artist illustration. I ended up not going with these, but this was kind of the first round of sketches I did. I felt like it was too stiff and I ended up going with something more cartoony. These I just pulled out the Posca paint markers and kind of did a quick little doodle of some flowers. On the left, I was at a coffee shop called Phil's Coffee, doing some journaling and some light sketching. And then you can kind of see the progression on the right of my Meet the Artist illustration. I went a little bit more cartoony, and then I just decided to full send and go full cartoon. Here I was at yet another coffee shop, and they had this cute little Valentine's Day-esque flower thing. I don't even know what that is, but I drew it. And then these were some sketch ideas for a dentistry that I made some stickers for. They ended up not going with the teeth because they thought it was a bit too on the nose, but I think these are really cute. We got a little surfing tooth guy. Here's more sketching for Meet the Artist. I ended up drawing my dog Ozzy with me in the illustration. And this is kind of the sketch I ended up going with. I just wanted to look very chaotic and panicked and screaming, which I think is maybe an accurate representation of myself at times. I did this sketch while sitting outside on the sidewalk when I was feeling a bit anxious. And then this was more ideation for the stickers I was doing for the dentistry. They asked to get a dog surfing, so I sketched a dog surfing, and I think it turned out really cute. Here was more sketching for the stickers for the dog surfing. For the dentist, I also ended up doing a sticker that was kind of like a flamingo pool floaty. On the right, I drew a picture of Angel, who was making a weird face, and then this is Ozzy, my dog, yet again. And more ideations for stickers. And then I went to Sydney, Australia to visit my sister who is living there for a year. So this was kind of some messy sketches I was doing. I drew my sister. She tried drawing me. It turned out very cursed. But yeah, just having fun. This was in Sydney, Australia. I drew Angel. He was drawing next to me and he looked like a French man, so I gave him a cigarette in the drawing because he just looked so melancholy and like, ooh, I'm a sad French man. He's not French, but for some reason the sketch looked like it. And then in that same cafe I drew this man who was sitting and having a cup of coffee. This was just a quick sketch of Angel. He immediately fell asleep on the air mattress when we came back one day. And then here are some Australian animals that we saw. We saw a koala, and then there is this bird. It's some form of ibis, but in Australia they call it a bin chicken because it eats from the trash, and they have it all over. And it was so cute that I got a tattoo of it because whenever I travel, I try to get tattoos. So now I have a bin chicken tattoo. This was more sketching when we were out eating some brekkie. And then my sister's boyfriend left me a little note with a koala, which was cute. Then we went to the beach and I did very quick sketching there. And then here's the last page. I actually tried on these. So this was taken from a sign I saw with a bunch of fish. And I just decided to draw a couple of them because they had really interesting shapes. And then I drew this little kangaroo fella. And then on the right, I drew Angel. We were on the flight back and he put his glasses over his sleeping mask, which I thought looked really funny. There was a dog we saw in Australia, which I thought was really adorable. And then these two little guys, I don't remember if they're wombats. I don't know what they are, but yeah. So yes, there's that sketchbook. It was very nice to not just do work, but also draw for funsies. Thank you so very much for watching. I love making these sketchbook tours. It's a great way for me to catalog my life as an artist and my life in general. I plan on keeping sketchbooks for the rest of my life, so stay tuned for more sketchbook tours in the future. If you like this video, you might like my other videos. I also have a podcast called Artist with a Dream, where I interview other artists who are pursuing their dreams. And I also make a lot of mural painting videos, which is my main job and my most fun job, in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked it, and comment down below
which drawing was your favorite from this sketchbook.
I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.